Okay, so I think we ended somewhere where it was talking about the megaphone pointing at the ceiling, and Miss Robbins asking Esther, is there something that she wanted? Um, and again, I think we already talked about the room being lovely. um, Miss Robbins saying, "Make Elijah entertain you," as she goes in, and then Esther going down from the porch. Uh, Please do not think you have to entertain me, is what she's telling him. And Elijah says, "I promise not to." Um, he lights a cigarette. You are free here. Roam where you will. And Esther says, "Oh," and she's looking into the spring. She looks about, taking in the place, and then back to the spring. How lovely. She comes to the spring, kneels by it in a position of Namke, and gazes into it. The spiral stand, the spiral sand dances on the bottom like an Arabian jinn. Now, there's three aspects that had to do with this. So I was kind of confused. I think I'm starting to see it a little bit better now. But when I was watching something that happened when I was watching American Gods, um, that piqued my interest and had me staring at the bottom of the screen at this genie uh, lamp, and it had like the dust coming out of it, like in a wispy kind of fashion. When I think this was last season when Nancy was telling the story to them about the Queen of Heaven, or Bilquist, or whatnot. And I don't know, I picked up on it in that episode, and I've read this book over like a couple of times, and it piqued my interest there. Another time when I was watching somebody's YouTube video, a video on Facebook, it piqued my interest. All right, I told you guys yesterday, I think, when I was looking out the window, and at the place that I'm staying at, and the next building over is kind of still boarded up, and I saw like this, like on the window there was like, you know how sometimes you get like this frost build up on the window. Well, it was just like in one spot, but as I was staring at it, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the vapors that are going across it. I can kind of see it. You know how when you're looking at something for a long time, it looks like it might be moving. Well, that's what it was. But then again, today, more details came in as I was watching a video of someone on Facebook. And the person was dancing. The first video that I looked at, they were doing a poem or something. That kind of just made me stop and actually really listen to it. It was a dark poem, but I thought it was very interesting, and I think I shared it on my page. And then I went down to see what else was on the page, and I noticed like dancing or whatever. So that kind of registered because I'm reading this part today, and that actually happened today along with a couple of other things that are here. So right here it says, yeah, how lovely. Okay, so Esther, okay, we'll just start from here. Esther, seeing the spring, and I told you guys sometimes I feel like the spring is just representing, if you look at the definition of spring, I think it has something to do with something that is giving continuously in abundance or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But so this could be, like I told you guys before, like even when you turn off your television, it's still, kind of like if it's plugged up, it can still be, it's still using energy. Um, the mind seems to be a spring. Our phones, your eyes. Um, I don't know. Things like this is what's making me think about. So, okay. So Esther's seeing in the spring. Oh, and she looks about, taking in the place, then back to the spring. How lovely. She comes to the spring, kneels by it in a position of namke, and gazes into it. That spiral of sand dances at the bottom, like an Arabian jinn. So, yeah, that reminded me of a video that I was watching today, and I accidentally hit the screen, and it, you know how it goes. I actually hit the screen some kind of way where it made the image go really small to the bottom of the screen. It's just really like, but the person was dancing in a very, I don't know, we could say like some kind of Arabian dance or something like that, just some kind of like a, maybe even like a sensual dance or something of that nature. So yeah, that kind of just made me think about that. And then it says here that Elijah, glancing at the spring, says the jinn were great terrible creatures. This gentleman is tiny, more like an elf, I should say. Esther says, but he is a spiral of sand, like a desert whirlwind. And Elijah says, looking again, he sits on the left hand rock, and says, you are right. The sand sprite dance is mad. Okay? It is like the jinn. You had insight to see it. Or is that the dance of an Indian dancing the story of how he killed his enemy? So, I don't know. I feel like I get some kind of. I was very confused as I was reading this, and I remember back as to what all played out today, and all the. I backtracked everything that I kind of did, and it made me feel a little bit off balance, if I might say. Like, wait a minute, what happened? Wait, who's who again? Hold the fuck on. So, that. I don't know. Like, yeah. So, yeah. So this Elijah is asking her, is that somebody that have killed the enemy? This could possibly mean somebody who, slew somebody in order to do something. I don't know. Okay. So, for a position or something like that, or whatnot. So, he notices that she is staring into the spring with astonishment. What is it? Do you see something else? And then Esther says, why? And then he says, there's a face. Now, again, the same thing that I saw earlier on a certain platform. I went back to look through a couple of profiles that I looked through, and I actually was shocked to see a picture of a girl with a mask or something. Even something else is going parallel with this. And then there were a couple of people. It was like an abstract image, and there was a couple of people behind the girl. You know what? Maybe again, maybe I will just try to insert an image in here of it. Again, I'm treading really lightly right now because I don't know what just happened. I don't know what's happening because I actually had a friend request from this person today, and you know, it's funny that I'm reading this page today and that this is going on. And it brings a whole nother aspect that had never been looked at on my part into the game. So anyway, so it says here, why? There's a face. Elijah says, your own? And it's kind of tripped out. I'll just put the image in somewhere. Esther says, no. Elijah moving says, mine. Okay, now I'm tripping out because another image that I ran across in the past 48 hours is of another image I ran across. Maybe I'll insert it too. And again, I'm not going to give any details or anything about the images. I'm just going to go ahead and share them with you guys because, again, it's somebody else's stuff. So it says here, and I wouldn't be tripping if I didn't run across both of these images in the past 48 hours or so. Or 3 days or whatever. So Esther says, a strange, dark, a woman. A strange, dark, a woman. An Indian woman. Elijah, he looks for it, sees nothing, looks at her. Is it like crystal vision? She is absorbed and does not answer. Have you ever done crystal gazing? Esther says, it changed, smaller. There's her whole figure. Bending over something that shines. A spring, why? As I am now. Okay, this is getting a little creepy. And it's just getting a little deep because when I was looking at someone's profile earlier, they were doing something, and I think it was because it was kind of dark. I kind of was looking like, what the hell is going on? What is? But in that moment, I felt something. I don't know. In that moment, I felt something. But there was something shiny that they were standing over in that image. In that video. I just wonder what this have to do with. But it kind of gives me an unsettling feeling. Like this part right here that I'm reading is now that I'm rereading this right now, and this time the location and what's been going on in the past couple days, I don't know. So it says, Elijah, it must be yourself. Elijah says it must be yourself. Esther says, it's her whole figure, small, far away. She is looking down into the spring. Is she seeing a picture in the spring? Says Elijah says, is it this spring? And Esther says, that great tree. She turned to look for it in the real scene. Um, where's where the stump is, okay? Esther says, yes, that tree should be little. There's the ledge. That should be a thicket. And she looks back in the spring. Why? It's gone. She looks up at Elijah, becomes self-conscious, looks again for the vision in the spring. She passes her hand over her eyes and forehead. That was strange. There's a pause. Why are you looking at me so queerly? You don't think there's anything queer about my seeing that? Elijah says, queer? You seem to have had a crystal vision. That is not so uncommon. But have you ever done crystal gazing? No, I think I'm a little dazed. I need some lotion. Something is going on. Elijah says, I'm sorry. He hands her a cup of spring water and then quickly brings a cushion and a steamer rug from the porch. Hadn't you better lay down for a moment? Esther says, no, I'm all right. But I don't think I know what crystal gazing is. Elijah says, it probably depends upon a sort of hypnosis of the eye. It is the externalization of some vision which exists somehow in the subconscious. Do you see pictures in the fire? Now, I'm gonna go back, but something that came in today was a group of images or clips that had different titles, but they were all of fire. I'm just giving you guys a log as to things that I've scrolled past or looked into or whatever during the day, that as soon as when I'm reading this, it just takes my mind right back to that moment as to, is this the fire it's talking about? So at that time, again, because I've been trying not to look too deep into stuff lately because I'm feeling like, but now that I know, I'll go back now and look back at this cluster of downloads or messages that came in, and I'll try to look and see if I can see something. But again, I guess me sharing this story is because it seems as though, something's definitely going on. Maybe this is somewhat it's like a journal for me. But it's also, when you dabbling in something that you really not sure, of, or maybe maybe somebody can help me see something that I need to know, that I should see. Because again, obviously it feels as though I know that there's something there. I know that I'm capable of doing certain things, but I definitely also feel a blockage there. And again, it might help to share my story because somebody else can maybe share something that they had gone through and how they were able to get over or to see or, help guide. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'm being threatened or in danger at the moment or anything, but it's just a lot of strange things going on. And if you're dealing with those things and you're keeping it all, if you're dealing with those things, you're keeping it all inside and you're the only one dealing with it, it feels like it makes you a little bit vulnerable in a sense, and it makes you someone that can be, especially if for some reason you're not able to tap into something because of something that's being done, or because you're just ignorant of certain things. Um, but again, with me, it's like every time if there's a blade going in, every time it comes out, you know, there's like it helps me see or take that into account for the next time. But again, it's sad that it's not until the blade has gone in that I'm aware, oh wait, ow, that's gonna hurt, or that shouldn't have been, or damn, you know what I'm saying? And so um the funny thing about it is I'm able to pull that blade out really quickly and kind of just take a little bit of time to catch my breath and then go right back in. Even if it feels like something that's a loss or a heartbreak or something, a stumbling block, whatever it would be that would be sent my way, I'm able to bounce back from it, I guess, really quickly, in some way. Not saying that it's gone, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying I can still be happy, treat people well, move on with my day, which might be looked at as something where you're just a pushover or somebody that's letting people get over or take advantage, but actually is building something. But again, what is it if it's going to be building something if it feels like I'm building something where somebody else is still having the power, having the control, or having a certain insight that I'm not able to access, and it's my own fucking power. So, at the end of the day, it's a little bit concerning because I know that whatever's going on, even if there are other guides or other, entities involved, that whoever they are or somebody has more of an upper hand than I do. And they want me to, one of the energies want me to feel like I got this. You do have power and everything. You're walking into it or you're harnessing. But then again, it feels like, well, if I am, then damn, why can't I use it? Well, how can I know about it? Why can't I be aware of certain things? And so, it's just strange. And this is just like real life, real time. I'm just walking you guys through this as these things occur, which may end up being something bad for me. Again, I get a certain feeling that I'm walking into something that may end bad because I may make a mistake when actually somebody may have been trying to help me. But then again, it's like if I don't walk this way, what if I am walking into a burning building and then that's it for me? So, I'm going to come back because I had to just go ahead and just balance myself again after that. Like the whole dizziness and everything, all of this stuff. The whole looking into the mirror, all of this stuff happened within the last 24 hours. So, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll be back.